I'm Gagandeep, joining here with my peers Rajni and Sara. Welcome to the Career Lab. Today we are excited to share our quality journey, thoughts on women in tech, and how you can be part of the CGI community. To introduce myself, I'm a quality engineer lead at CGI. I've been with the company for 6 years now. I started in Halifax office before moving to Toronto. Outside of work, I'm a dog mom to a beautiful girl named Muffin, and I love traveling. On that note, over to Sara.
Thanks, Gagandeep. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sara Lowe. I'm a quality manager at CGI with 20 plus years in tech, and I've been 4 years with CGI now. As a woman in quality leadership, I've spent my career driving process development and continuous improvement. I'm so fortunate in this job to meet and work with a vast variety of brilliant people and amazing skill sets in multidisciplinary fields. In my position at CGI, I have the privilege to work towards securing everyone has a seat at the table, to establish transparency, communication, collaboration, and a true shift left mindset, which assures quality is baked in early and everywhere in the development we do. I'm passionate about quality and process improvement. Quality in technology isn't just a checklist. It's a mindset, it's a strategy, and it's a superpower, we hope. Fun fact about me, I'm a proud mom of two amazing women and a couple of dogs, cats, and a grand snake named Odin. Um, Now I'll pass on to you, Rajni.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everyone. I'm Rajni Saini, a senior consultant and ETL test lead at CGI with 15 years of IT experience. My career started just after college as a manual tester. But I soon realized my real passion was with something deeper, working with data. That realization changed everything. I transitioned into a world of data warehousing and ETL, where I got a chance to wear multiple caps. I first started with the role of an ETL developer, transforming data and turning raw data into a valuable insights. Later, I evolved into a business analyst, helping connect business needs with technical solutions, enabling smarter and data driven decisions. Eventually, I found I truly thrive in ETL and data warehouse testing. It's a perfect blend of my technical expertise and analytical mindset, ensuring data accuracy, integrity, and reliability across the complex systems. It's been a rewarding journey so far, and I am excited to continue growing, learning, making an impact on data. Fun, fun fact about me, I recharge myself by crafting and traveling. That's all about me. Now, I would like to hand over to Gagan to talk more about her journey. Over to you, Gagan.
Oh,
Do you know the difference between QA, QE, and QM? Yes or no? Let's see. Perfect. I see a mix of responses, which is totally expected. Some of you already know the difference, which is great. And for those who are unsure, don't worry. That's what we are here for. So QA, which is quality assurance, they focus on ensuring processes and system meet quality standards, while QE, which is quality engineering, integrates quality activities into the development lifecycle, often through automation. And QM, which is quality management, is the overall approach to manage and improve quality across an organization. So I hope that helps. As part of my QA journey at CGI, I graduated as a web developer and transitioned into testing. Wasn't something I had planned initially, but CGI is my first testing job, and it's been an amazing learning experience so far. I started as a manual tester, where I was writing and executing test cases, raising defects, working closely with devs and BAs. And it was a great foundation for me as I got to learn how quality is integrated into every stage of software lifecycle. Over time, I moved into leadership role. I started managing projects and driving quality strategy by collaborating with cross-functional teams. And one thing that really stood out for me at CGI was the freedom to learn, whether it was automation, tools, or even soft skills. There's always training available. And the best part, it is encouraged. On that note, I'll pass it over to Sarah to share her experience.
Thanks, Gagan. My journey into quality started a bit of an unconventional way. I was what was called, I would say, a backwards developer. So a blank canvas, not my strength, but give me something to improve, build on, make better. That's my happy place. I've always loved seeing the potential in what already exists, whether it's code, a process, a product. I naturally look for ways to refine it, especially by thinking through the lens of different rules. Functionality, user experience, accessibility, and design, they all matter. Leading with quality to me means creating a culture of excellence grounded in respect, process, mindset, and smart innovation. Aristotle said quality is not an act, it's a habit. And our job is to help build that habit through thoughtful processes, inclusion, automation, and AI. As a quality manager, I don't just look for issues or mistakes. I work towards building environments where mistakes are less likely to happen in the first place. Quality management is about building environments that support clarity, accountability, and alignment so that everyone from developers to designers, decision makers, and our clients know what great looks like and how to get there. Ultimately, quality is about fixing problems after they occur. It's not about fixing problems after they occur. It's about designing the systems that make excellence the default. So we live in a world where people expect their apps to load instantly, their data to be secure, their digital experiences to just work seamlessly, intuitively, flawlessly. And when they don't, we hear about it fast. That's where quality steps in, not as an afterthought at the end of a project, but as a compass guiding us from the very beginning. In tech, quality means trust. It means reliability. And when it's done right, it means delighting users and delivering meaningful results. Innovation is necessary and exciting, but quality is what makes innovation sustainable. And over to Rajni to talk about quality engineering.
Thank you, Sarah. Audience, I have a question for you. So, which QA superpower do you think women brings to tech team the most? Options you can see on your screen: attention to details, collaborative problem solving, user empathy, all of the above. I'm waiting for the answers. Come on, it's easy. Okay, okay. So, answer to this question is all of the above. Before I go into this superpower discussion, I want to tell you why QE matters. Okay, so we all have been in the projects where the pressure is to move fast. Deadlines are tight. People want features delivered yesterday, and that's the constant push just to get on. In that kind of environment, anything that slow things down feels like a roadblock. That's how people think quality engineering works. Well, we 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 ask the questions, we run another test, we may be asking the to run some scenarios that won't happen in the future. We we break we are breaking the things on purpose. And to explain this, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been frustrated at airport security? Those checks feel unnecessary until you realize they are the only thing standing between the order and chaos. Engineering works the same way. Well, yes, we ask what if. We break the things on purpose. We insist on testing one more scenarios. It's annoying until it's a project from disaster. So, if we as a QE block a launch of a project for a small bug, remember we are not the obstacles. We are the reason that product won't fail. Coming back to the question I asked you earlier about the women superpower, well, we bring a unique edge. As a women, we excel at empathy driven testing by always anticipating how real user struggles, not just how system should work. Our power to pay attention to details helps in spotting tiny cracks before they become costly failures. To the women here, your unique lens is not just welcome, it's essential. Advocate for yourself and for each other. With this thought, I would like to pass it back to Gagan.
Thank you. I agree. The tech industry is evolving fast, and women are playing a huge role in that transformation. But as exciting as it is, it's also important to talk about the real challenges we face today and the opportunities that are out there. I would love to hear your thoughts on this poll question. What do you feel is the biggest challenge women face in tech today? Is it lack of mentorship, gender bias and stereotypes, work life balance, or limited career growth opportunities? Let's see. I noticed a range of responses, and honestly, they're all valid. Whether it's lack of mentorship, gender bias, work life balance, or limited growth opportunities, these are real issues many women encounter. For me, mentorship has been key. Having people who believed in me and supported my growth had made a huge difference in my journey. And I've never felt limited in my career at CGI because of my gender. In my opinion, here opportunities come to those who perform, regardless of your age, your gender, or background. In fact, CGI actively supports women in tech through various initiatives. One of them is a COA program designed to prepare and equip future women leaders. It provides mentorship, networking opportunities, and professional development workshops, all aimed at helping women thrive in tech and leadership roles. And with that, I'll hand it over to Sara to share her experience.
Thanks so much, Gagan. I absolutely agree with Gagandeep and Rajni. At CGI, we have fabulous supports for women and all our partners. This is an essential piece for me of the quality puzzle. Equity and inclusion is inherent and celebrated. I truly believe it's essential for us to open our minds, neurospicy and typical alike, to the many different lenses in quality. This is just one of the many reasons I'm so very proud to sit on the CGI Canada British Columbia DEI committee as lead with a diverse and wonderful group of CGI partners, fostering an environment where CGI partners feel safe, respected, and valued all the time, recognizing in all we do the richness that diversity brings. If you're passionate about process, innovation, leadership, or driving impact through quality or quality management, I'd love to see your journey grow and to learn how continuous improvement in yourself, your environment, and your work can be part of your new quality or leadership power. Quality isn't about perfection, it's about intention. Remembering it's about building systems and teams, technologies that we can be proud of. If you care about impact and about making tech better, safer, smarter, then there's a place for you in quality and at CGI. Whether it's in QA, QE, or QM, advocate for quality. With that, I'll pass over to Rajni and talk about her talk about CGI supports for women. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Uh, on the same lines, when Sarah and Gagan are talking about like CGI support, I would like to share my journey. Like 3 years back, moving to Canada and joining CGI was a leap of faith. But that decision transformed my professional growth. What truly sets CGI apart is how leadership genuinely invest in your journey, from technical trainings to allyship programs, mentorship, leadership opportunities. CGI foster a culture where collaboration and inclusion truly thrives. Whether it's through networking events, casual social meetups, they just don't open the doors, they build the bridges. They ensure every voice is valued, every career path is empowered. Leadership here just didn't onboarded me, they mentored me. These are my reasons to be with CGI, and I hope these will be same for you. With this, I'm going to open the floor for questions and answers. Thank you.
So I see there's a question that's how do you see the future of quality in the world of AI? from Lola, and or Pastor Lola, thank you. I can absolutely speak to how me and the teams that I work with are currently using AI in quality, and it is there's a wide variety of ways that we use it. So from using Gen AI to develop and execute test cases, and basically building automation suites and frameworks, to developing our documentation and training materials, using it for predictive analytics, reporting. I could list about 15 different ways that I know of people on my team using AI. So it is definitely, and we are still developing on that. We're delving in. We have many pilots ongoing currently with CGI, and here at CGI, we do have the benefit of being involved in many pilots. So with key partners in the industry. So we're very lucky in that sense. And we have a lot of education behind us as well. So CGI backs us with being able to gain anything that we need in AI and automation as well, separate from any of our other training. So I don't know if Gagandeep or Rajni have anything to add to that on their aspect as well.
Yeah, so totally agree with you, Sarah. But in the market, there is a misconception like, AI is going to reduce QE or QA jobs. That's not the truth. AI is helping us to enhance our QE capabilities, like, creating automation frameworks using AI and teaching new people how we can use these frameworks. That is how AI is helping in QE world. And there are many other examples that Sarah has already given, like, creating test cases, evaluating results, and analyzing those results. So yes, QE is helping us in AI is helping us in QE world, but it's not going to replace QE people.
There's another question. What are some of the common misconceptions about working in quality roles, and how would you dispel them? Did you want to speak to that one? So I would say I could speak to the fact that quality roles a lot of the time is thought to be the end of the line, right? So testing and testing only. And I would say that even if you're not thinking of quality management, if you're thinking of engineering, it's about the design of what you're doing. You're looking at more than just what's coming across your desk. You're planning, you're thinking ahead of time. You're an essential part of the team. It's really the aspect of anything that comes across your desk, from looking at doing quality checks on documentation, thinking about how the design is happening, the timing of things. Are we asking the right people? Are we bringing the right people into the room? Is everybody here? Is everybody included on the email? Thinking about making sure everything is transparent and everybody has a seat at the table. Obviously the data sets as well, looking into it from the AI aspect and expanding upon that as well. And I think Gagandeep or Rajni, do you have anything to add to that from your perspective?
Yes, definitely. As you said, like, there is a misconception like we are the end point of the process. No, there is a change in the shift, right? Like, we have seen many projects implementing BDD or test driven development, right? Like, so we will be the first step in those processes. Like, we will be the one developing the test cases first, and then based on that, development will start. So these misconceptions are there, but then these are not true.
That as well is that most of the time people are like, for QA, we don't need technical skill set, which is so not true. If you have technical skill set, you do better work and better testing, regression testing, there's performance testing out there. And our job is to prevent bugs, because the other thing is QA means bug, and it's just like it will be a defect-free application. That's not the case. We try, but for us, it's more of prevention of bugs and better user experience. So that I would say.
I see another good question. I think I might have missed one, but I'll go to the end one because it's the one I see there to start is, do all QA projects at CGI use automated testing? Are there some that still depend on manual testing? I think I could confidently say that all projects will always have manual testing. It's what's needed to start. I think automated testing is the essential to having automated testing is that you can go through the tests that you don't need to have a manual tester look at a certain point, and you're able to use your manual testing to look into things deeper and get more comprehension in the actual testing that you're doing manually, as well as you'll need those to be set up originally by a manual tester to start off with. But on that note, I think I'd rather pass over to Rajni or Gagandeep, since this is particularly their forte.
I would like to add that for my projects that I worked on, usually we do functional testing through automation, through manual testing. And then if they're repetition and if you're doing regression tests, that's basically where automation comes into the picture. So a lot of manual testing still happens. And I was doing accessibility testing the other day. That's manual. So still there.
I would like to take that last question, which says, what do you think about the job prospects of an ETL tester and how relevant it's in the current market? It's was relevant and it's always relevant in current market because nowadays data is everything, right? So dealing with it, uh, and what I'll say, analyzing it and providing the trends out of it so that and analytical trends that people can use and predict things. So yes, it will always be there and it's in the demand currently as well.
Absolutely. I would definitely reflect that. You don't just see it. It's not just in finance where you see it in payments as well either. We see it in health. We see it in education. We see it all over the place in all of the industries as well. So it's data. It's everywhere, and it drives all of the latest. Yeah,
Part of the business, it will always be.
exactly. What is a skill commonly leveraged by good QA testers? I'd love to answer this one. So a skill commonly leveraged by good QA testers is a QA mindset. And I know we've heard the mindset a couple of times through a couple of these sessions today. And today we've spoken about this at length, I think, in preparing for this day as well, too, that it essential, like education and skill is essential to what you do, obviously. But having that QA mindset, it shouldn't discourage anybody. If you don't have all of the education yet, it shouldn't discourage you for trying for a position in quality. If you have the right QA mindset and you have the ability to learn, that is essential. Communication and having the ability to learn in the open mind to be able to have that inquisitive thought. And I think that's probably, to me, is one of the most important. And then again, just to repeat, being able to communicate well with the people that you're working with is essential. But Gagandeep, Rajni?
Yeah, I agree to that.
I agree as well. I'll just go to the question which says, do you see potential in low code or no code test automation tools compared to more traditional ones? Absolutely. It depends on the project potential, team skill set, complexity. So there's a bunch of things that are linked, but 100%. If there is a potential in the project, we have the budget for it. We can.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that as well. And also just to note that remembering that if you have the ability to learn, not to rule yourself out of being able to learn your way into Selenium or something that's a little more complex even. And not to say settling with low code or no code test automation is a problem in any way, shape, or form. It's not settling, it's a different style. But when you have that ability to learn, getting your moving into an automation tool that seems a little bit daunting to start might not be as difficult as you. And I've seen that occur many times on different projects where people and our teams are, I don't have the skill set for that. And they try it and they start getting into it. And you surprise yourself at how quickly you can pick something up. Also, with using Gen AI to partner with Selenium and other tools like that is ideal. And helps the process. Is there another? So the last question, how best can quality be reiterated into the minds of organizations so that QA can be seen as an ally and not a blocker? I don't know that I see the. So I have seen where some people can think of QA as a blocker. It's not really. I think potentially money is always the blocker. It's budget, and that can affect QA as well as everything else. It just happens to be that QA can fall to because we're essentially thought of at the end of the line, you get less time, therefore less money sometimes. And that's where I feel like that is. But in the aspect of quality, I do feel more and more we're getting back into the frame set where, our clients are really recognizing that is something that they want to see represented. Obviously, if quality is good, a lot of times you don't see it. Because it's just things are going well. But it's not that they're noticing, let's say, that quality is not good, but that they know that we're bringing it to the forefront and talking about it and understanding that it needs to be a part of it, whether it's, that's what I'm experiencing. Gagandeep, Rajni, do you?
Yeah, I want to add something like we need to reiterate every time that for any product to be built, there should always be a third person perspective, right? The person who is working to develop it and who is giving the requirements, they always make to sure like system should work the way it should work, but then a third person will come in and give you a real life scenarios and try to break it. What if this happen? What if it's not working that way? And considering those scenarios that they even couldn't think of, because their main focus is on how system should work. So that's the reason we should always iterate that quality is needed.
Thank you for that comment. Someone in the audience says QA professionals are the silent money savers. I'll do this for that.
That's true. And when something goes wrong or goes south, so we are the one to answer the questions, right? Like what did you
First
miss?
people of
Why
what
this happened? But if everything goes well, nobody will say, "Oh, they did the great work." It goes to team, right?
Yeah. I think and I say back in the day, because I've been around for a minute, but when a lot of projects were waterfall and not agile based, there was a more finite view of like funding of a project, whereas in agile projects, things are dealt with in pots and a bit different when it comes to funding. When we look at the waterfall view of funding a project, it used to be that we would have a specific guideline of this is how much it costs for a bug that happens here. And when it gets to here, this is how much it costs. And then when it gets to here, this is how much it would cost to fix that bug. So when something got through all the way to production at that point, depending, because these were projects that would take a long time to get to production. It wasn't constantly that you could fix something quickly. There wasn't an agile framework to it. It would be up to anywhere from 10 to 100 times the amount if you had enough eyes on it when it was in project and you were in the process of doing the project. So yeah, essentially, definitely QA the professionals are the money savers in that aspect, making sure that we're there to be able to do that earlier. So that shift left, bringing you in earlier to be able to catch things ahead of time and prevent them from happening even. There looks like we are out of time. There was one. Do we have enough time for the one last question, Lola? So it says that and maybe this is a good one for either Gagandeep or Rajni. What programming skills does one need in QA automation? Other than
From the projects that I've worked on, people do use a lot of Selenium, mainframe, database. So those skill sets, programming skills to test is crucial. But I do see that CGI is currently looking for automation testers and professionals with strong Python experience. So I would highly recommend looking at CGI careers page. But I would also encourage to create a profile and sign up for job alerts to stay in the loop as well, to see what CGI is looking for.
And they'll generally list the languages that may be needed.
Skill set, technical skills
that will be there.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So Python, Java, JavaScript, depending. Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks for all the great questions. Really appreciate your time today, and thanks for coming to see us. Thank you, Gautam and Rajni.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much.